We don't know what we're doing. We're making this up as we go. Greetings, friends. It's Josh.
And I'm Ryan.
And today, we have something new and different and improved for you. We have a special guest.
A special guest?
A special guest. Who is it?
I don't know if I like being called different, but I'll take it. It's Matt.
It's Matt. Yay!
Yay.
For longtime fans of the show, ha 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 ha. You know, if you were with us,
the baby shaking guy.
If you were with us in our YouTube days, which hopefully will come back
anymore.
at some point.
I've learned. I've grown.
You stopped?
I've stopped. Well, that's because I don't have babies. Okay, that's enough. Sorry.
All right.
We can edit this out, right?
We could.
Oh my.
But why would we?
Would that be as fun?
Mm-hmm.
So Matt, you're with us today. We're excited to have you. Glad you could make some time for us.
Yes, I'm glad to have made some time for you as well.
Yeah, it's exciting to actually have you.
I'm glad you actually invited me here, to your house, Let's see where the magic happens with you two and this amazing podcast you've created.
Well, no, it's not my house. This is our studio, Matt.
The studio,
very professional.
Located
studio.
at 2520 South Broadway, Nicholasville. No, I'm sorry. He likes Domino's, banana peppers. I don't know. What else do you like? Sardines. Pineapple.
Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself and your gaming history.
Hi, my name's Matt. I'm an Aries.
We didn't do that.
I prefer hiking than long walks on the beach, but the beach is nice. But don't get me wrong, but hiking is where it's at. I'm a dad. I did it. I'm a dad. I'm a father, and I have two kids, roughly the same age as Josh's. That's how we've kind of gotten to hang out with each other a lot and our kids. It's been a lot of fun. I also am a professional, I don't know what you call it. I work at a fun place. I get to fix arcade games and roller coasters, and I don't have to say the name, but it's a lot of fun. So I get to work on things. I work on games for fun.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. It is a very fun place.
It's a fun place.
It's a great place
tag,
to go.
VR, go-karts.
I took my son there for a birthday.
And it's not Chuck E. Cheese.
It is not Chuck E. Cheese.
It is not
It's
the
better.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Can confirm.
Better than Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. And I do like games. I am definitely more of I'm an old fart, so why I love this podcast is because I can appreciate the fact that as you get older, it's a lot harder to play games and find out what games are actually worth that time that you don't have.
Yeah.
So I definitely love these guys and their knowledge and wisdom they're passing down, as you guys do too, because that's why you're listening, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Well, hopefully we can do this a little bit more and, get you on more as we go along. We'd love to have you as much or as little as you want to be on. And if you guys...
You say that now.
Yeah, of course we say that now. We'll probably do some streaming every now and then on Twitch. And maybe at some point, we'll get the YouTube channel rolling again. That'd be a lot of fun.
Get Ryan involved.
Yes, absolutely.
Scare the pants off of him.
Yeah. Playing Phasmophobia. So, that's Matt. And Ryan, anything interesting going on with you? No, that's
Not
okay.
really.
Okay,
Normal week week for me.
That's good.
Those are good weeks.
Good weeks to have normalcy. Matt, I did have one question for you that I just remembered. So when Ryan and I started the podcast, like our first episode, we talked about our top 5, games.
You put me on the spot, aren't you?
I didn't mention this to you before.
I was hoping you were gonna ask.
I don't expect you to come up with 5 right now unless you can. If you can, that'd be great. But top 2 or 3 maybe, or if you can just come up with your favorite game. What do you got?
That is tough. There are a lot of great games out there, and I've played a lot of them. I know a few. I don't know if I can do top 5. I don't know if I have it in order. But so usually when someone asks me my favorite game, it usually goes back to Final Fantasy Tactics.
Mm-hmm.
An amazing game. It's a classic.
That's an interesting one.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's
See, as we've talked about previously, I'm not an RPGer.
Boo!
I know. Shame.
Boo,
Shame.
hiss.
So like that one takes me a little off guard.
Well, it's cool because it is RPG-ish, but it's more strategy based because it's all about like all these cool class combinations, and it's like chess more than it's actually.
Okay.
There's some story there. The story's great, fantastic. It's Final Fantasy in its heyday, but it's a classic.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
I feel like that one gets lampooned though, doesn't it? Like, don't some people just like utterly hate that game?
If they did, it's probably people who rented it. Like, I don't get it. How do I like? I just
okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, so that is one of my other favorite games that it's later on the list. So Tactics is number 1. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2 would probably have to be Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because it meant it was the game, right? Like I loved a lot of Zelda games. I loved Link to the Past as a kid, and I loved the fish one. What's the fish one? I don't remember. It's a Link's Awakening on Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
But Ocarina of Time kind of pulled it all together as a 7th grader around Christmas time, and it came out. I'm like, oh, this is the greatest game thing. Yeah. Now, if you try to go back to play it, it's hard. It's really hard to play. But all my games are nostalgia driven, I guess. 3. Probably, and this is hard because I would almost want to lump them all together. But Blizzard games.
Just Blizzard
in general, because I've played every single one. If I got to choose one, it's probably gonna be Warcraft 3. Out of every,
nice,
because it's just so much fun, story driven. Love the cinematics. It was kind of the first time they did those really cool. You can count StarCraft, but it wasn't that great, right? Like as far as the cinematics go, the Diablos are great too. I love those, but I don't know. Something about Warcraft 3 holds a special place. And then. It's 3, right?
That was 3.
That was 3.
4 has to be BioShock.
Good one.
Okay.
BioShock, the first one. And that's got the series too. 2 was terrible because it was, I mean, if you guys played it, you know it. 1 was fantastic, and then Infinite was really good too.
I liked Infinite.
Infinite. Yeah. But 1 was it for me. Just the whole, I wasn't prepared for it. Like the story, the first person shooter elements, the, scare your pants off of you. It was amazing. Amazing game. Probably doesn't hold up, but in my heart it does.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
It definitely holds up.
It's one of the things I notice as I get older. I go back and try to play these games and relive it.
Why did I like this?
This
so
is
much?
terrible. Like I can't wait to show my kids this game. Like I can't show them
this
to my children.
There's no way they're gonna watch. No, we're not doing this, right? That's 4 and 5. Oh my gosh, it's too many options. Yeah, I think maybe I just stick with my 4.
Well,
because there's too many that could tie for 5.
You said the entire Blizzard library.
The whole Blizzard library.
So that's like
20.
Yeah, that's 1 through 20 right there, right?
Expansions and everything else. Yeah. We'll stick with Tactics, guys. You guys know who you are out there. Tactics is awesome.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's very, again, like, we've had, like, between the 3 of us, there is, like, 1 overlap in our top 5. So, like...
That's true. Yep.
Ocarina of Time, is like, that was my number 1.
Amazing, yeah.
I had World of Warcraft. I didn't go with the whole Blizzard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, I guess we did have...
I still play that, so, I mean,
It's a good one.
It is, from the beginning. I've got the panda, if you guys know what that means.
The panda.
I've got the little mini Diablo and the panda and everything. So.
If you want to see my experience playing World of Warcraft, you can find that on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Must see TV.
Yeah, and my failure at not understanding the new content when it was new content.
Well, it was hilarious anyway.
It was still fun.
Instant death is phenomenal.
We have fun.
We did. Those were good days. So, well, we're going to do something a little bit different.
We are.
Today. So we don't have any games to review. But what we do have is something I think is very interesting, an interesting concept for gamers who don't have time to game, because that's what we're a podcast for, because we didn't do that in the intro.
That's true. We forgot.
But what we wanted to talk about today was games that everyone loves and that we know are great games that we've never played.
The one that got away.
So we
were talking about.
So we don't have any games to review because we didn't.
We didn't play them. We didn't play the games. Yeah,
we're doing a review for something we haven't played.
So how's that? I guess I'll start off. I wanted to bring this to the table. I saw this game at Walmart for like $20 the other day.
Matt's already shaking his head. That's amazing.
And I was like, I should get that game.
Shaming.
But like, it's like I really need to get that game because I know it's great, and I've heard I've heard all about it, and I know that the cake is a lie, but I have never played Portal 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, Portal 2.
And so when the game first came out, I didn't have an Xbox 360, so I didn't get it. It was just not something that was, on my mind. I had other things, that were happening in my life at that point, and so I'd never played it there. And since then, it's like I've just had other games that I've been playing, wanting to get, and I bought those other games and I played through those other games, and Portal 2 was just not on my list of things to do. But definitely one that has piqued my interest and looks like a lot of fun. There's a new first-person shooter that's come out, I think called Splitgate or something like that takes elements from Portal and
Portal gun. And
you have
physics.
a Portal and so
Have you played Portal 1?
No, I haven't played.
You haven't even played 1?
No.
Okay, wow. 1 or 2, not just 2.
Sorry,
1
2 is the only
or
one.
2.
2 is the only one that anyone ever talks about. No one really talks about 1.
1 came out, that's a long time ago. Remember, it was the orange box is what they called
it. I remember it being. I remember it came out and it being in the orange box. Yeah. But wasn't it just a stick figure thing, or was it?
What do you mean? Your person? No,
yeah.
When you saw a mirror, you saw yourself as it's like a girl running around with these weird feet because she can jump and.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought it was
playing with portals.
I thought it was a side scroller.
It's just a puzzle first-person shooter, is what it is. But the fun part of it is there's this fun banter between you and this. I can't spoil it for you because you'll see it, but there's basically it's you against the laboratory that you're stuck in. Let's just put it that way.
Well, like I said, I know the cake is a lie.
Yeah.
So I do know a little bit about the game, and I am very interested in playing it.
You've probably even played the Guitar Hero song or the Rock Band song, the "Still Alive." That's from Portal.
Yes, I do know that song.
This was a triumph.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. No, Portal 2 is great. It's what's the nice thing about that, since we're on this podcast, is it's not a game that takes hours and hours and hours. It's really not. It's something you can jump in, you can solve a level or two, and take you 5-10 minutes depending on And then Portal 2 was neat because it does have co-op play, so if you wanted to, you can jump in with a friend and do it. But Portal 1, the story was there if you really looked for it. Portal 2, the story, it's more story driven.
Sure.
So if you like story, it's there. But it's a lot of puzzles. It's fun if you like puzzles.
I like puzzles. That's why I love. One of the reasons I like Zelda games. So
yeah, then you will. Yes, you will definitely like Portal 2.
So
maybe we'll stream it.
Yeah.
Oh,
what a great idea!
Portal 2 co-op mode.
What a great idea, Matt. So as far as family friendliness, since Matt seems to be our resident Portal 2 expert,
yes and no. I don't even know what the rating is. I'm sure it's T for teen, maybe even mature. There's nothing overly but there's definitely adult humor involved in the banter. It's not, But now the co-op mode, that stuff's not there. So if you just do straight up co-op mode,
gotcha.
There is a single player mode that's got more of that, but the co-op mode's a little more family friendly probably because they, we're expecting brother and sister probably to play this and figure it out.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's not as bad. But
so is it the same story in co-op as it is in single player, or is it?
No, it is different. Different puzzles. Different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
So that gives it a lot of replay value.
And I could be wrong because it's been a long time, but I think they even had their own level editor, so you can make your own.
Ooh.
Maybe that's just people being people and making their own levels anyway. Mods doing their thing.
Sure.
But I do remember there's something about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a great game. It's probably $10 on Steam. So yeah.
So Matt recommends Portal 2. I don't
recommend it.
I don't know because I haven't played
it.
But
a lot of familiar voices, some fun voices in those. Yeah.
So Ryan, what when we talked about this, what game do you have?
Yeah.
That you think that everyone else loves that you would love to play but you never have?
I'm really embarrassed to admit this out loud. I actually have not really admitted this out loud before.
Okay,
maybe to one other person. 4 people on Earth have heard me say this. So 2 of them are in this room.
So this is a confession.
Confession time.
Yes.
It's okay. Your sins are forgiven.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
So I have actually never played Final Fantasy VII.
I can't believe it.
So it looks like my time is up, guys. I gotta go. Look at this.
Get him out of here. Yeah. I know what people say about it. I know a lot of people say how great the story is and how it's one of the best RPGs ever made. I know everything that's said about it. I've just never played it. Ironically, I have played part 1 of the remake, but I've never played the original, which I actually don't know. Does that make it even worse that I haven't played the original but have played the remake?
Well, I think that's what they were hoping for, the remake, right? Like, hey, let's pique some interest.
And it worked because I actually have the original 7 on 2 consoles now, so there's no reason for me to not have played it. But yeah, and unlike Josh, I do like RPGs. But I just never played it. I don't know.
So when I first came up with this idea for this episode, I actually thought about Final Fantasy VII for myself because I have also never played Final Fantasy VII. But it's because I have no interest in playing Final Fantasy VII.
So you don't feel so bad about it then. Like,
I don't feel like I need to confess that.
Yeah. I do. I'm embarrassed.
Well, it's weird because a lot of people, it's not just you. There's some people who are like, they love it or they hate it because it's brought up so much as the best Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
There's arguments all about that. Me personally, I like 6 even more, and I like Tactics even more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But 7 is definitely a classic. It's another one of those games that when it came out, it was unbelievable, so cool. Like, you look at it now, though, it's like, how do you play this game? Like, is that a person or a watermelon? I can't tell.
So, after playing the remake, I'm actually a little bit afraid of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the remake, if you're familiar with the way it looks physically, it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
It's amazing.
It looks great.
So I'm a little bit afraid of Cloud's like little block peg hands because I've seen the pictures. I'm just not sure.
It's weird though because in the fight scenes he looks normal.
Yeah.
It's just when you're in the world walking around.
Just when you're walking around.
He looks like he's a Lego.
He does.
A cheap knockoff of a Lego.
He does look like a Lego.
Yeah, but again, you gotta remember when it came out, right? Like, yeah. This was so cool and so new, but now it would be hard for me if I had never, like, trying to put myself in your shoes. If I'd never played it and trying to go to it, especially after playing the remake, it probably would be hard.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. When I go back and play it now, I play it because I remember it's nostalgia and like this is
right.
There's a lot of story points that are very different between the remake and the original that you're going to find out and be like, what?
Yeah, that's something I've heard too.
What is this?
So a friend of mine who has played both has told me.
Yeah.
Like, there's several points where it was just...
Yeah.
He thought something else was getting ready to happen, and it was just entirely different.
Yeah, like, what? And all these ghosts flying? Well, I don't know if it's spoilers or not, but yeah, that's...
Yeah, he mentioned that.
A whole lot more Sephiroth than in the original game, and he shows up eventually, but...
Well, but, like, Sephiroth is, like people, there are people out there who just like love Sephiroth. So
I never played Final Fantasy, but I know who he is.
There's some there's like some fan service there. Like my only exposure really to Final Fantasy at all is through Kingdom Hearts. Yeah. So like
He's in there too. Yeah.
So. I know how people feel about Sephiroth, and I also know what he does to a particular. I don't want to do any spoiler. Like I know the general story about 7 and why. You know,
if you don't know that by now, right?
Right.
That's 20 years. Right?
Yeah.
Can you spoil that now?
What's the
limit?
What's the limit on spoiler alerts?
I don't know.
That game came out like what, 97?
97, I think.
96, 97. Yeah. So I would think it's okay.
Well, he kills. I can't even think of her name.
What? Josh, spoilers.
Spoiler alert. He kills that one person. You know, the dog. Red.
No.
Everybody's favorite. Yeah. Even that though, like I don't know if I can recommend it anymore, to be honest, right? Because like if you didn't play it at the time, if it wasn't part of your journey into gaming, I don't know if you're gonna like it. I mean, the story is there, but it's whack, man. It's like.
So that's for your old school folks out there from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's whack.
It's wiggity whack, guys. It doesn't make sense.
I love it.
It does. I don't know. That is one thing. I think the remake is trying to make it make sense. So there is that. But we'll see.
So something I'm curious about I'll just put it out there for all of us. This idea of knowing how this game was popular and people played it, but you never played it. Josh, is there a part of you that says I'm going to play Portal 2? Eventually, I am going to play it, or is it just have you resigned yourself to the fact that it's just not going to happen?
Well, now that I've done this podcast, and put it out there, I'm like, well, now I really want to play Portal 2.
You have to.
I feel like I need to. So, I think I will. I think I'll, pick it up. Like I said, I saw it at Walmart for $20. They're still selling Xbox 360 games at Walmart, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
I'm surprised it's $20. That's
yeah.
crazy, yeah.
So
it's a great game.
I will pick it up. I think. There's a lot. There's a lot of that I'm trying to play through right now. So there's that too. But, at some point, yes, I will pick that up and I will play it. Even though I have a ginormous backlog,
The backlog is real.
Yeah.
I don't even have a log. I just gave up.
Stop.
It's not happening. Yeah. Why try, right?
No. Yeah. So, I mean, Ryan, do you think you will ever play Final Fantasy VII? You have it on 2 consoles.
Yeah.
My
No
thing
excuses.
is, I have no excuse not to.
Yeah.
I have it digitally on PS4 and digitally on Nintendo Switch, so I just have.
Oh, that's cool.
I have no excuse not, especially with the Switch, because
Right,
I can take it with me
we
wherever I
talked
go.
about that in the
I
previous
have
episode.
no
Like,
excuse.
you have,
Beautiful.
if you've got it on the Switch, like, you can play it anytime, anywhere.
Don't you have a
however
phone? You can get it on your phone.
Yes,
It's on your
you
phone.
can, can't you? That's
can.
right.
Jeez.
I
So-
think your kid doesn't save right. Like, that's the only,
I don't have an excuse not to play it,
Yeah.
and I do want to play it, because I enjoyed the remake,
Right.
but I would like to see the original, even with the weird Lego hands that scare me. I would still like to see the
See
original.
his hands in my dreams.
So.
Oh, Barrett with his gun. You'll love that.
Oh man, he was such a cool character.
I won't spoil it for you.
He actually is really lame. That's.
He's just a huge caricature of Mr. T, and it's like,
Nice.
it's very different.
I could
very,
see that,
very
yeah.
different from the remake.
I could
It's
see that.
very different. But one of my favorite lines from the remake is when you it just randomly does it, but Barrett will randomly just go.
Yeah, he does the Final Fantasy music.
That's amazing.
That's really awesome.
When I heard that, I
Yeah.
just burst out laughing. I was like, "This
Yeah.
this game is fantastic." Just the fact that he did that.
That was really
That's really
good.
funny.
That
Yeah.
deep voice.
Yeah,
was
that was
amazing.
pretty funny.
Amazing.
So, Matt, do you have a game that you have never played that everyone loves that
I have
you
lots of
really
those.
want to?
Lots of this. But it's funny because going back to what Ryan was saying, the reasons why I haven't and won't play it is kind of like that. It's like it kind of passed, and I'm just like, well, now that it's passed, I don't really want to do it and have the time to catch up and that kind of stuff, right?
Sure.
There's a bunch of them, but I'm going to pick this one, and it's kind of funny. It's very different from you guys. It's Animal Crossing for the Switch.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
For the Switch, right?
Fair enough.
So, huge fan of Animal Crossing on GameCube. I played that thing so much. And I didn't cheat, guys. You guys out there cheating, resetting your date and time on your GameCube menu. I know you are. Mr. Rossetti knows who you are. Okay? And he's going to come to your house. Well, I hope he doesn't do that. And he's going to talk to you for 5 hours about you can't reset your... Do you guys know about this?
I don't, but I'm
This is
sensing some
This is
serious
a real thing.
bitterness
So,
from you, Matt.
If you did this on your GameCube and you didn't want to wait, because it waited real time. It went by your GameCube clock, right?
Yeah.
So if you try to change ahead and jump forward to like Christmas to get your Christmas presents, and then change the time back to today, this guy would pop up out of the ground and
It was
like,
the mole,
hey,
right?
you can't be doing that. Why did you do that? You're cheating. And the first time it was like, I'm going to give you a minute worth of chat that you have to skip through. Okay.
The game was punishing
It knew
you.
it. But if it caught you doing it again, it turns into 10 minutes of dialogue. And if you did it again, it was like 20 minutes of dialogue.
So
And
basically-
you couldn't play. He held you hostage. You had to him tell you all his life story.
So it's basically the owl from Ocarina of Time, where it's like, do you not want to
Hey,
hear this
listen.
again? No or yes?
Yes. And I hit the wrong
Yes.
button.
No.
That was Mr. Rossetti. That
That's
was his
the
name.
mole,
Because if you
right?
tried to reset,
Mr.
yeah.
Rossetti.
He had a little miner's hat on.
I
Anyway,
know-
sorry.
What did he
I
cap out
digress.
at? Does anyone know what he capped out at?
I learned my lesson the first time I tried it.
You weren't gonna
Never
test it
again.
anymore.
Never again.
I know about that because of Super Smash Brothers. That's
He's in there.
yeah,
Yes, yeah,
he's
Ah,
one of the trophies in Super Smash Brothers. So
So,
Yeah.
but I remember when it was coming out for the Switch. So I've had Animal Crossing in all the iterations except for the Switch, and I've loved it. It hasn't been the same as the GameCube version. That's been the original for me and the best for me. But the Switch seemed to be like it was going to be the closest. And when it came out, I didn't have a Switch, and I wasn't going to get one. and it exploded because it came out like right when COVID happened.
Right. Like
in the middle right when everyone had to stop going to work. But it was crazy because that means everybody was playing Animal Crossing. So now if I just decided, you know what, it's time. I want to get a Switch and play Animal Crossing, and I jumped on now, I'd be so far behind it wouldn't even be fun anymore, right? Like everyone's already played it, everyone's gone now. Part of that fun is going to other people's islands, seeing what they've done, and now people's like, well, I've played this for 3 months, I'm out.
Yeah. That goes back to something we talked about kind of getting into games like that, where it's like you have to like with the crafting type games where you kind of get rolling with it and you're in it for like 3 to 4 months.
Right.
You're all about that game, and then like you just get bored with it, and so you quit. We talked about that previously.
That's part of the magic of that game, and if you're not there at the beginning, and that's kind of a lot of games. Like I've played almost every MMORPG that's came out.
Yep.
And if you're not a part of that first stuff, the first beginning, all the fun special events, it's not the same for me. It's like I missed out on all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see this content, so why?
You're always like trying to play catch up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I imagine if I was a new World of Warcraft player and I just started in Shadowlands, I wouldn't know what was going on. Now I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I'd want to see what was happening and be a part of the whole. Those type of games when where it's multiple communities all working together or something.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
All right.
So I'll never play it. You can't make me.
You can't make.
Even if Mr. Rossetti shows up in my dreams tonight.
That's really sad.
Freddy Krueger.
Like it's a game that you.
Hey Matt. I see you resetted your GameCube recently. My GameCube's been unplugged for 10 years, Mr. Rossetti. Leave me alone.
Oh man, mine actually got plugged in recently, so maybe he'll come at you for
the spirit of Rossetti's haunting your GameCube. Just don't turn it on. I don't think they even have the Animal Crossing anymore, but I bet the save file is still there. So I wonder what would happen.
You gotta find your
all my
your
animals
memory
are
card.
dead. All my neighbors are gone. This lonely, creepy, spooky house that I used to live in.
Like, what if games were like that?
Well, this was cool because this was before DLC. Like, I can't say enough about Animal Crossing. I'm going to review Animal Crossing, guys, on the GameCube. But before all the hey, the Nintendo console and download your games on the Wii and play it.
Right.
The actual Animal Crossing GameCube, you could get Nintendo systems in your house and you could play the actual game on your GameCube. So, like, I could play the original Mario on my GameCube because of the Animal Crossing.
Right.
They put this little game in there within a game so you could play it and you wouldn't have to have it.
And
of course, when the Wii came out, we can monetize this. So we don't give them free games anymore. So
they caught on quick.
Well, I think this has been a really fun episode. I've had a lot of fun.
I think so, too.
Like, Matt, you brighten our day, and you brighten our podcast with your presence.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll
cry.
Maybe we'll do another one.
Yeah, maybe.
So, we'll see. Thanks, guys, for listening. If you like this podcast, thank you for liking us. We appreciate your love. And you can rate and subscribe and do all the things that you're supposed to do to help people. Yep. If you really want some
share
fun,
the love.
If you really want some fun stuff, go check out the YouTube channel.
Yes.
And even though it hasn't been updated in like a year and a half,
tell us what you want us to, what you want to see.
Yeah.
What do you want to see us play?
Yeah, what do you want to see us play? And maybe we'll upload something on there.
Maybe.
Don't get your hopes up, but maybe. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Don't reset your podcast, kids. Hate Mr. Rossetti. Seriously, that guy. Ugh.